Station.
Non-conference game leading Chattanooga 28-0, 5 minutes into the second quarter. 10th ranked.
Bonus bets are great, but it's still, you still have to sweat it out.
4 minutes into the second quarter. You've got 12th ranked Penn State.
I had my last one I put on the Cowboys.
In another non-conference affair, 13th ranked
first half money line
over Louisiana Monroe midway through the second. And 14th ranked Oklahoma, a 14-7 lead at BYU early in the second.
Minus 6.5.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
It's a wet start to the weekend. Showers likely to continue on and off, at least through the afternoon hours, tapering by evening. Today's high, 76 degrees overnight, clearing the low 56. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Corey McCloskey.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Better sleep and unmissable deals are a sure bet. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. And score a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get your new bed with fast and free delivery. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Mattress Firm.
Time for
Happy Turkey Day, you guys. Have a good one.
Sports Gambling Radio Show. Take the points.
Right back at you.
Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino,
Yes, sir.
Arizona.
Have fun next week, Jackson.
Appreciate you. Sports betting opinions, analysis, and advice. The guys have you covered for all the games. Now, take the points on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome in. Mike Gross, Jackson Groff coming to you today from the Sportsbook, CAZ Sportsbook at Casino, Arizona. Loop 101 in McKellips. Jackson, how you doing today? Did you have a good week?
It's Saturday. I've had a great week. Nothing better to cap off a great week with a day of college football. We've got NFL tomorrow, a bunch of talk. Man, we got a good slate of games this weekend, Gross. Can't complain.
What is your favorite game in the SEC this week?
I mean, I guess Georgia, Tennessee, just based on Neyland Stadium, it's going to be packed. Maybe the first quarter will be exciting, but no, I mean, that's the only one I got. Either that one or obviously Alabama, Chattanooga.
Yeah, this week in the SEC is, and I guess next week a little bit too, but you got Alabama playing Chattanooga, Ole Miss playing Louisiana Monroe. Don't forget that dandy Mississippi State, Southern Mississippi, Texas A&M, fresh off of firing their head coach. They've got Abilene Christian in town. Quality football being played.
Which one's your favorite
this week? New Mexico State at Auburn. Oh, New Mexico State getting 26 points in that one. Might take a look at that one.
Little teaser.
It's easy to say after the fact, but I'm going to say it. I almost in our lock segment last week, New Mexico State was like a 4 or 5 point underdog at Western Kentucky. And they won that game 38-29. I swear I was this close to making that my lock of the week, and I did not do it. I feel ashamed.
You got to go with your gut, Gross.
I know, and then whatever else. Oh, Rutgers, Iowa, over. Yeah,
the one time you go against our method, our formula, our bread and butter, right? Everyone on the program knows Iowa unders is what we love on the show, and you went against it, and you paid for it, Gross.
I paid dearly. You guys should have kicked me off the show right then and there. Should just ripped my headset off and said, go away. Oh, man, that was bad. At least I admit it, though. What's the first step to fixing a problem is admitting you have it, whatever. But anyways, hey, coming up immediately in our next segment, big news out of Tempe this week. Ray Anderson resigned?
Yeah, resigned.
What did he resign?
On his own, yeah. He did the good old Steve Keim.
He decided just randomly in mid-November it was time to go.
I mean, he was getting the FU, Ray Anderson suck chants every week.
Yeah.
I don't blame the guy. I mean, Rock talked about it on Monday. He did some good, also did some bad. ASU, not really a good football school, which I'm not super into the program and I haven't really been in the past couple of years, so I wouldn't know. But I'm excited to talk to Chris Cartman, our guest at 11:15, Sun Devil Source, to give it insight on, does he think there's more positive or negative during Ray Anderson's time? What would you say, Gross?
Look, I think the problem is, and Ray Anderson did a lot of good. Look, you got Mullet Arena in a Division I hockey program now.
Yeah.
Right? You look at the growth of women's athletics right now. Their volleyball team is I think they've got 4 losses this year. One of the top teams in the Pac-12. But the problem with all that is as nice as it is, it doesn't move the needle with the fan base at large. At a school like ASU, it's football first, basketball second, and I'm sorry, baseball, everything else comes after that, right? And so the fact that football continued to struggle under Ray Anderson, basketball, in and out of the NCAA tournament, I guess, but not enough to really, again, captivate this fan base that it takes an awful lot to captivate the ASU fan base, let's be honest. I get it. I understand it. I don't think it's right. Because ASU, let's put it this way, and again, we'll get Chris Cartman's take on this. If you look at the ASU athletic department as a whole, is it in better or worse shape now as a result of Ray Anderson's tenure? That would be, to me, the barometer.
You should ask Chris Cartman that question.
That's what I'm going to say. We'll ask Chris that. I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, in a world of NIL and transfer portal, them going to the Big 12, where you've got, Texas Tech, the Kansas States of the world, UCF starting to get their NIL money up. Like, if they don't get on this quickly, it's everything in college football. NIL, that's how you get the transfers. That's how you get the big recruits. That's how you keep those guys like, oh, yeah, Heisman candidate Jaden Daniels. What if he had NIL money here? Would he still be here? Who knows? Yeah. So you kind of wonder, a guy like Jaden Rashada, I'm not saying he would transfer, but the amount of talent he had and what we saw in the beginning of the season, you got to start to realize how many years he'll be here until he says, oh, Jaden Daniels went to LSU and became a Heisman candidate. Maybe I can do that as well. So, I mean, it's interesting to see. I feel bad for this ASU program, but I think they've got to hire someone from a Georgia, from an Alabama, from one of those pristine schools that can come in and fundraise and help ASU out.
And that's really it. Can you deliver the fun? Can you get your fan base who and this is not unique to Ray Anderson. Anybody who tries to tell you that it is fooling themselves. The fact that the fan base is like, oh, I don't like it, so I'm not going to donate. That's not a Ray Anderson phenomenon at ASU. Lisa Love. Like, how much were you giving when Lisa Love was the athletic director? Yeah. The problem is ASU is a stepping stone job. ASU is a stepping stone job. You had some good ones. Gene Smith. Kevin White. But you're not going to stay here if you're a Kevin White. You're going to use that job to get the Notre Dame job. And I think that's the problem. And how do you change that narrative? How do you change that? I think that's the key, because you're absolutely right. The transfer portal, NIL, facilities, it's all got to take a step forward. Otherwise, what's the old saying? If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards, right? So
it's just so tough in a city where there's so many big teams like Phoenix. Usually, Tucson and U of A, they've got their own thing going on because Tucson is kind of in the middle of nowhere, away from all the Arizona professional teams. But ASU, it's in the heart of it all. I mean, you've got the Cardinals, Suns, Coyotes, D-backs. I can go on and on. But in Arizona is a whole different story. We'll have to talk about, Justin Spears later on about their whole money situation and how an accountant mismanaged money, and now they're $260 million. Yeah,
but that's a university problem that is terrible. But that's not an athletic department problem. I think there's a lot of teams or schools right now that would kind of envy where the U of A athletic department is, save that budget snafu, accounting snafu, I guess, within the university. But you're right. I mean, it's on one hand, it's tougher in a city like Phoenix, but on the other hand, it's not, because you're not under the microscope like you would be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Lincoln, Nebraska. Try being Lincoln, Nebraska, as bad as it's been there. Trev Alberts, he's getting grilled every which way you can looking at that. But look, it can be done in big cities, Jackson. University of Washington, they're in Seattle.
True.
The two LA schools, they have very active and generous fan bases. University of Michigan is in Detroit, essentially suburban Detroit.
Yeah.
People from Ann Arbor would argue with the suburban. A short drive from Detroit. So it's not impossible.
Do you think for ASU it's more of maybe a commitment from the fan base that's the issue here versus, every sports team, we know this too, the D-backs make the playoffs, everyone's there, ride or die. But how about the early stages when they were playing well in the beginning of the season? How many fans showed up?
How many people showed up for the Marlins series when the Diamondbacks were playing well? There was less than 30,000 people total for a 3-game series, right? And I think it's the same way with ASU football, because what you hear is, oh, I'm the biggest ASU fan there is, as I wear my 40-year-old Jake Plummer jersey. And I love ASU, but you put on a game, if it's not Deion Sanders and his Buffs in town, that stadium is half empty.
But then if you're Dillingham, how do you get the commitment from the fan base? How do you draw people in? It starts with a W, winning.
Yeah.
Winning. And I think there's an opportunity here in this new Big 12 format. You're not facing the Oregons. You're not facing the Washingtons. Yes, you've got Utah and Arizona you got to face probably every year. And Colorado, depending on how Colorado turns around, they looked bad last night, by the way. But, man, I think ASU's got a better chance now in the Big 12 personally than they do in what this Pac-12 is looking like this year if they were to continue on that road.
Yeah, I think it's a what's the right word? A more level playing field. It's not the have and the have not, the gap that you see in the Pac-12, right? You in and out of that conversation every so often, and then importantly, how do you sustain it? How do you sustain that? Because in any program, you're going to have good years and bad years, and if you're a hardcore true fan, you don't dictate your donation on win and losses. You can't, because when you look at from a budget standpoint, whether it's recruiting or now, as you said, the NIL, you need your boosters, you need your ardent supporters, your people with disposable money to donate active when you're struggling so you can turn it around.
I know it's a bad example because Texas A&M, obviously with the oil money and everything going on with Jimbo, but how about them donating $160 million at halftime of Jimbo Fisher's last game? That's the type, obviously they're not going to get $160 million, but that type of act for the future of the program, like you mentioned, to your point, is what ASU needs.
And I think that's a great example because in college sports, when you see that, everybody's all up in arms. So Jimbo Fisher's getting all this money. It's not coming from the university operating budget. As you just correctly stated, it comes from boosters who said, you know what, we've had enough of this guy. Here's money, athletic director. We trust you. Go do what you got to do. Find us a coach that can do what Jimbo Fisher didn't do for us. That's what you get when you have boosters. So 160, more than half of that money goes to finding the new guy, because whoever your new guy is, he's coaching someplace else, got to buy him out. So there you got 2 buyouts to replace Jimbo Fisher, and then you got to put a contract in place to hire your new guy. And go back to, I think we were pretty on top of the story with Deion when he was hired, not like we were in Denver, but we talked about it because we were on air when that story broke, and we had the reporter whose name escapes me from Boulder.
Brian Howell.
Thank you. And, the conversation with Rick George, the athletic director there, said, hey, we knew we wanted Deion. I have no idea how we're going to pay for it. Because the Colorado fan base is a lot like the ASU fan base. But they figured it out. They got their guy and figured it out. And I sent you guys a picture. I was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, of all places. Went into one of those big what's the new sporting goods store down in Chandler?
Oh, that's Shields.
That place is amazing, by the way. That's a
They have that in Missoula, too, by the way.
That's a non-paid advertisement. The biggest display outside of Green Bay Packer gear in Green Bay, Wisconsin, was Colorado Buffaloes. You walk in the door, you get hit over the head with Green Bay Packer stuff, and then right around the corner from where that was this huge Nike CU display. You could buy a Prime sweatshirt in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and get the hat to go with it.
Would you say before Deion's hire, did you know, you've been covering college football and doing sports radio longer than I have. Was Colorado known for even having maybe 1 or 2 boosters, maybe ASU, where they're in a situation right now where you don't know who the boosters are, you don't know where they are, but if it's a situation like Deion Sanders, they showed out, and now because of Deion, there's more that are coming to the table. Was that a case for Colorado, or did they always have a good booster?
I don't think they did. You look at Colorado has had a lot of lean years. They put up with a lot of empty stadiums. I don't know this for a fact, but I don't believe that Colorado has that contingency like they have in College Station. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hit me on Twitter if I'm wrong. But I believe ASU and Colorado are very similar in that regard. How about this? Let's you and I step aside. We'll take care of some business on the other side. We'll ask Chris Cartman some of these questions. He's on top of it. He was one of the ones that helped break this story, and we'll do that next, coming up on Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Here comes Santa Claus right down Santa Claus Lane.
Christmas music is on 99.9 KEZ right now. Tune to 99.9 KEZ for Christmas music throughout the season.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway Paradigm Woods, forged carbon for unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
I often get asked, how can Lerner & Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys, and we have some of the most experienced criminal defense attorneys available, including one of only a few certified criminal attorneys in Arizona who have handled thousands of criminal and DUI cases. And we offer affordable payment plans. Getting the defense you need is one phone call away.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game.
Orgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown!
Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
How's the golf game? Need help with that putter? Win free golf membership or putter fitting from Putting World in Scottsdale. Just text PUTT to 59925. That's PUTT to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PUTT to 59925.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
I woke up feeling sick with cold and flu symptoms the other day, and I thought I might miss my son's soccer game. It's a big game, and I knew how important it was to him for me to go. So I took Mucinex Fastmax Kickstart Severe Cold and Flu, and now I'm feeling much better and can go to his game.
New Mucinex Kickstart gives all-in-one-and-done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Come back with a kick with new Mucinex Kickstart. Use as directed.
Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Exclusively on Fox Sports Live 10.
Welcome back. Mike Gross, Jackson Groff. We're at the CAZ Sportsbook here at Casino, Arizona. Nice crowd, as usual, on a Saturday morning. How'd you like to do the Maryland Terrapins? Woo. You're up 3-0.
Upset alert my ass, Gross.
You're up 3-0 halfway through the first quarter. You're like, hey, this is pretty easy. Next thing you know, you're losing big. But we're going to switch back and take a deeper dive into this ASU situation. News breaking this week that Ray Anderson resigns his position as athletic director. And I think the timing caught some people by surprise, and it certainly energized the conversation from the ASU fan base this week. And to help us break it down and put a little understanding on our conversation, it's our good friend Chris Cartman from Sun Devil Source joins us. Chris, it's Mike and Jackson. Happy Saturday to you. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
Glad you could spend some time with us. All right, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of this decision, but it's interesting to me, the ASU fan base. I mentioned that they seemed particularly energized by the removal of an athletic director, and I think that's interesting. I'll leave it at that. I mean, this is a weird fan base. I've been here 20 some years, long time. I just can't get my hand around what drives this fan base, what motivates this fan base, and how excited they were by the firing or a resignation of an athletic director.
Well, I think they would be, that would go on pretty much anywhere in the country if the football program had been run into the ditch. I think we're looking at probably the worst 2-year stretch of ASU football since World War II. They didn't play in 1944, 45, 46. You have to go back to 1943 to 47, 2-year period, where they won 2 games each to get to a worse period of time. And it was Ray Anderson who hired his good friend, which a lot of people thought was cronyism at the time, that led to ASU being run into the ditch with this NCAA investigation and everything else. So I think there'd be outrage pretty much anywhere. Now, whether or not fans would withhold their support financially or in person, that part I agree with. I think there are a lot of places around the country people would still support, and maybe they would even rally enough support that it would lead to an earlier removal of Ray Anderson and or Herm Edwards than happened at ASU.
Chris, we've had this where, you look at the athletic directors that have been here in recent past, right? Some good ones, Kevin White, Gene Smith, and then you got your Lisa Loves, you've got your Ray Andersons. Where's Michael Crow fit in all this? What is his? I don't. He's the boss, right? The buck stops at the top. He's the one doing the hiring. What's your take there?
He's ultimately the number one person responsible for everything that's gone wrong in ASU athletics, point blank. He was the person who believed in expansion of your sports being a really good idea when you couldn't really fully service your revenue sports to the degree that you needed to, which then ultimately undermined your entire athletic department and required you to be subsidized among the most Power 5 schools in the country. I think that he's had the wrong philosophy on many things. You look at his support for Larry Scott, the Pac-12 Network, George Kliavkoff, boastful about this thing that was proven entirely wrong, that the Pac-12 would end up ahead of other conferences, not competing in the marketplace on football coaching salaries and other areas, a desire to compete in the Directors' Cup, almost ahead of focusing on the thing that pays the bills, which is football and basketball. Ray Anderson was, in many respects, taking the marching orders from his boss on a lot of these things. And I don't think that he was able to, even when he tried, to really change Crow's perspective all that much. Now, that's still the job of an athletic director, is to make sure that you're advocating properly to your president, to make sure that you're stewarding the department in a successful manner. That never happened, so that's also Anderson's fault, as well as hiring Herb Edwards. But if you're looking at who's to blame for all of this, I would say number one, Crow, and number two, Anderson.
So for Sun Devil fans out there, Chris, what's the next step for ASU? When would you say, are they in the interview process right now for the next athletic director? Is this something after the football season, or what's the next move for ASU and their athletic department to find that next AD?
Yeah, so this is very unlike your coaching searches, which need to happen extremely fast because you need to recruit and retain your roster and all of these things. ASU put Jim Runn, who's a on-campus senior person in charge of ASU athletics on an interim basis. And I don't think that we're going to get any sort of an answer on who the next athletic director is going to be this year. I think that it might be January, February, early next year at the earliest, when we get something that's permanent. They're going to, I think, be very deliberative in this process. That is something that really hasn't happened with ASU athletics in recent years. The decision to hire Herb Edwards, that was very well already known and in the works behind the scenes, even prior to them moving on from Todd Graham, as one example. And Kenny Bellingham, I felt like they were really moving in that direction for a while. So I think that this is something that they understand, like, at a minimum now, that they moving into the Big 12, you have all this booster donor fatigue, attendance issues, you have NIL-related stuff. It's not easy, and I don't think that they're going to make a rash decision. They're going to probably vet a number of candidates, most of whom probably are currently high-profile people in athletic departments or athletic directors themselves. But we're going to have to see how that process unfolds. But I think that they're going to be populating more candidates here in coming weeks.
We're visiting with Chris Cartman. Does a great job covering ASU athletics for Sun Devil Source. When you look at the landscape of college football, I think you nailed it, right? The problems with ASU football here recent past really doomed Ray Anderson. Probably next on the list is, in terms of visibility and where athletic departments are in 2023, big-time college athletic departments, is men's basketball. What was Ray Anderson's relationship with Bobby Hurley, and what's the health? What's the state of ASU basketball, kind of using that same barometer we use for the football program, Chris?
Great question. So, of course, Ray Anderson hired Bobby Hurley, a big-name ID coach who had a lot of success early on. And ASU and Ray Anderson really took their eye off the ball and failed to use that as a springboard to getting a upgrade of their basketball facility, now Desert Financial Arena. I think that what happened essentially was they started to sell out and have a great attendance and do well, and then they decided, okay, we're going to expand our sports, we're going to bring in hockey, we're going to make Mullet Arena, and now all of a sudden you lost your drive and momentum and the fundraising mechanism that could have helped you overhaul your basketball arena, and now it's still not done. And Anderson sort of lamented that back in his interview with Tim Healy on his final radio show. And so I just think that that's really a shame, especially when you're going into the Big 12, where basketball is so much more serious. I've done reporting on NIL disparity between the Big 12 and Pac-12 in basketball, and literally the best players are making 5 times more money on average across the 5 positions. And, so they have massive that the next athletic director is going to have to try to resolve in a hurry. Otherwise, they will really going to continue to probably lag behind.
Chris, when you look at how business happens in big-time college athletics, you've got to have that, I don't know what the right word is, that table of, really high-end, well-heeled, wealthy boosters, right? Look at what's going on at Texas A&M right now, and I'm not comparing certainly ASU to Texas A&M, but in the big scheme of things, you've got to have those boosters that can write those big checks when you need them, right? Do those boosters at ASU, do they exist in any large measure? And do they have the ear of the president? If I'm a guy that can write that check, can I make a call and walk into the president's office at ASU? Because I think in College Station, Texas, I can do that. In Lincoln, Nebraska, I can do that. Does that happen in Tempe, Arizona?
Well, this is actually probably one of the biggest flaws of the last 6 or 8 years, I would say, at ASU. Todd Graham, former football coach, did a very good job of networking, relationship development. People like Jack Spurs, Steve Butterfield, who's no longer alive, Bill Kent, and others who have been very prominent sort of supporters of ASU. They don't have as many of those upper echelon people who are willing to give 6 figures a year or more that you find at a lot of places around the country. But the problem is that those relationships were not developed to the degree that they could have been or should have been in the years since Todd Graham departed. Herm Edwards had really no interest in doing those things. Ray Anderson did not connect with those people at a deep level, and then they didn't find others that they could put into that pipeline, into that tier. So this, as much as anything, is a reason that ASU was so far behind once things transitioned to the NIL. They hadn't done the legwork and the development for those years that would put them in a place where they were ready to take advantage. And then also, honestly, they were paralyzed because the NCAA investigation was ongoing into recruiting, and they didn't really feel comfortable from a compliance standpoint or a news standpoint of being one of the more aggressive schools in the country when it comes to their messaging and what they were saying and doing with regard to NIL. So that sort of made an overly challenging puzzle much worse. And these things all have together intersected to ASU is probably the worst situation that it's been in modern history in athletics ahead of Anderson's resignation.
Chris Cartman from Sun Devil Source. And Chris, I want to transition because there is a football game tonight. I know we love talking about Ray Anderson, everything going on right now, but I know you love talking about ball even more. Big matchup tonight. 6 Oregon comes into town. What does ASU need to do to have a chance to come out with a big upset? I remember people were talking about the upset in 2019 being similar to what's happening tonight. What does ASU need to do against the 6 Oregon to pull off the upset?
I hate to say it, but this is actually an even tougher test, all things considered. Oregon is elite on both sides of the ball. Tremendous balance offensively. The mobility of Bo Nix makes it to where you can't do some of the things that you were able to do from a pressure standpoint against Washington that works for them with Michael Penix, and also their balance. Washington ran the ball 13 times for 13 yards. That's not going to happen against a top 25 rushing attack in the country. The Oregon scored at least 33 points every game this season. So what is it going to take? Well, ASU is going to need to not just win the turnover margin, but probably dominate. ASU will have to turn over Oregon on 4th down attempts that it goes for, 4th and short, 4th and medium. They have to prevent any touchdowns in the red area, or most of the drives can't be touchdowns in the red area. On the other end, ASU is going to have to turn all of its drives to maximize points and touchdowns. And I think you're going to have to see, probably the best game of the year at quarterback from the Sun Devils, Trent Bourget, and some of these alternate looks that they had between Cameron Stadaboo, Jalen Conyers, etc. Massively tough test that's on hand for ASU.
Here's Chris Cartman. Check out sundevilsource.com. Good article there that Chris posted yesterday about the exit interview with Tim Healy and Ray Anderson, where they kind of break down, look back at his tenure at ASU. That's sundevilsource.com. Chris, as always, my friend, good stuff. Appreciate you jumping on with us today. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
Chris Cartman breaking it down for us. We'll talk about that and more on the other side on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 drivers, which combine the ultimate combination of distance and forgiveness. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drive to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in!
Are you guys tuning into the Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix tonight?
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces.
It's been a crap show.
Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
It's absolutely crazy to me
Intimate Trimmer gives
that
you
they're starting that race
to trim your pubic region
at 1 a.m.
Or
Eastern
you could try
time.
waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Yeah, they never
wireless from Boost Infinite.
like all the other U.S. races are at a reasonable time. For some reason, they decided to put this one
podcast
to allegedly placate to Europe.
In each episode
so they
of
can
season, I'm
watch.
going to take you inside and behind the scenes on the conversations that happen at the highest levels of NFL franchises. We'll bring in top GMs and coaches and give you the story behind the story.
Yeah, and
probably not.
there's a video going around where people are riding up and down escalators at a certain point of the strip.
Get to know your
Because if you go up the escalator, you can get a clear view of one of the turns.
on the iHeartRadio app.
So they just keep going up and down the escalator. It's so funny.
Back to Take the Points, powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Thanks again to Chris Cartman from SendableSource.com. Appreciate him trying to help us understand what's going on there, and some pretty damning words in his assessment of Ray Anderson's tenure as athletic director and what it's meant to this football program. And I think shows, Jackson, the importance of college football to a big-time athletic department, right?
Yeah.
Because you've had success. I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
you've
you're
had
good, you're
success with Bobby Hurley, right? You've been to the NCAA tournament. Bobby Hurley doing a good job there. Nice crowds at the basketball games. You've drop in sports to make the budgets balance. So some good things are happening, but I think he said you drove the football program into a ditch.
I think the biggest thing that he said that I took was about Michael Crow being the root of all things. He said Michael Crow's to blame and then Ray Anderson. So that makes you wonder if Ray Anderson was kind of, the puppet and Crow was the puppeteer when it's all said and done. But that's something that they're going to have to be wary of, whoever the AD is, of knowing who Michael Crow is as a person and what they're walking into. So I wonder if people got to reevaluate maybe the president not being as involved in the athletic program, as we've seen from other, the Alabamas of the world, the Michigans of the world, not being involved with their AD. Let their AD do the job, and you be the president of the university.
100%. Hey, let's take our first look, because we've been really deep into this ASU story. Let's take our first look at the college football scoreboard, Jack.
Yeah, college football. We are a sports betting show, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about all the games going on right now. 3 Michigan at Maryland, and they are currently up 23-10. They've got the ball on Maryland's 9-yard line with 41 seconds left. Gross, what was the line on that one?
Michigan was 18.5-point favorites. The total on that one was 50.5. Obviously, a lot of the story with Michigan still swirling, but does not seem to be impacting the play on the field. Last week in State College, Pennsylvania, we know the outcome there. This week here in College Park, Maryland. And really the concern with Michigan, in my opinion, beyond that would have been, are you looking ahead to Ohio State next weekend?
Yeah, that's the weird game in between. You just came off of a big win last week at Penn State. You go at Maryland senior night. They've got a good quarterback in Talia Tagovailoa. We'll see how that one comes out, but it looks like Michigan's going to get at least 3 points before halftime. Big one, SEC, 8 Alabama, home against Chattanooga. It's an FCS opponent, Gross. Is there a line on this one? They're up 38-7.5.
Alabama was a 44.5-point favorite. They don't give us a point total because of the FCS opponent, but 44.5 on that one.
Jalen Milroe, quick stat line here before we move on to the next game. He's at 160 yards passing, 197 yards passing, 3 touchdowns passing, and he's 13-16. And then, yes, he's 3 carries, -1 yard, and a touchdown. Don't tell me how that's possible with the sacks. I hate that rule, how in college football sacks count as rushing yards. Should not be a thing. Next game here, as my screen loads very slowly. Miami. Upset alert, up 21-14 on Louisville. 10 Louisville, 17 seconds left in the second quarter. But Louisville is in the red zone, hoping to get 3 before halftime.
That one was in South Florida, or is in South Florida, Jackson. Louisville, 1.5-point favorite when that one kicked off, and 46.5 was the point total on that one. We're going to step aside. We'll take a quick break. We went a little long with our good friend Chris Cartman. We got to get this train back on the track. So we'll take a quick break and come back. We'll look at some more. Got to get into the NFL. So much going on in the NFL this weekend. Locally, I think maybe the conversation is shifting a little bit. So we'll get into that.
clear.
The Points, powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
If I were forced to vote,
who would you vote for
MVP, I would go with Jalen Hurts. I don't have a big problem with Lamar because it really isn't definitive, but I think Jalen because they're both tremendous leaders. But Jalen has just accounted for far more touchdowns.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Monday at 5. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner & Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner & Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
On Saturday, December 16th,
Legacy is decided in the desert.
fireworks guaranteed as unbeaten flyweight superstars Jesse Bam Rodriguez and England's Showtime Sonny Edwards put it all on the line.
And a sizzling world championship unification.
Big-time boxing returns to Glendale's Desert Diamond Arena on December 16th. Don't miss out on the action. Tickets on sale now.
Starting from just $30.
Book yours now at Ticketmaster.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teams to join their team. In customer service, facilities, maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 489-370-278.
Hi, I'm Dominic from Venezia's. Let's talk holiday catering. We can cater for just a few or a few hundred.
That's right, Dominic. Ordering for your holiday party is easy at Venezia's. We'll work with you and develop a menu that can include pizza, pasta, salads, and even stromboli. We serve authentic Italian food using only the freshest ingredients. It's food that will leave everyone begging for more.
Holiday catering from Venezia's. Yeah. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, rock for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hour putting experience. Mastering greens and having a blast with friends. Visit Putting World today.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Time for a new smart TV? Rock and Manooch with Jimmy B are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree blue moon and Coors Light man-sized drafts.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No. Yep, even easier than that.
You steal the presents one time.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kid. Really worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Really smart. Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Again, we're along on a Saturday morning here to get to 1 o'clock. Jackson Gross, Mike Gross. And Richie, we had a Twitter poll question that's just about to expire at Fox 910 Saturday. Sorry, an X poll question at Fox 910.
Thank you.
Fox 910 Saturday. Richie, how many legs are too many legs on a parlay?
I always say that they're the biggest waste of money one could make when betting sports. So if you ask me, 2 legs is too many on a parlay.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I'll let you defend yourself. And I should have given you that. The choices, Richie, were 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 6 or more. 4th choice was don't waste your money on parlay. So you
don't waste your money. Do not waste your money unless you have a free bet. Unless you have free bets, a lot of sports do that. Then go ahead. That's fine because you're just throwing it out there, and who knows? Good luck. But yeah, parlays are the biggest winners for sports books. They make so much money. Vegas makes so much money on idiots making parlays. Don't do it. Just bet singles.
Whoa. All right, let me defend myself along with the parlay idiots that Richie just said.
Air quotes on the radio.
My thing is, if it's a 2-leg parlay, let's go heavy favorites and maybe place a little more money. If you do more than 2, maybe like 6 legs, let's say I'm picking, every underdog for the 6 legs. That'd be dumb. I'm not going to put $100 on like a Maryland line, UL Monroe, Rutgers Monroe. No, I would rather do a bunch of heavy favorites, maybe like 6 of them, put $5 on it, and maybe I can plus 100 plus 200 odds. Or, like you mentioned, full bet, and then go crazy and see whatever your gut's feeling. But I think the appropriate one with low money, high reward is anywhere between 4 to 5. If you can get 4 to 5 confident picks, I think, and I don't mean to spoil our poll, the poll people think as well. And we'll get to Marco's take on this, who's the professional at parlays, Gross. You can't tell me hitting a big parlay like that doesn't feel better than just hitting a 1-game parlay. A 1-game hit.
One of our guys that listens regularly by way of the interwebs, our good friend Jimmy Doom, he actually voted in our poll, and he gave us a thoughtful response, Jackson. It's only wasted on parlays if you do something dumb, like first goals or points in the first 5 minutes. If you enjoy the full game action with a chance of winning about the same cost as a PPV, then the 3-leg play is not a waste.
Three is the magic number, Gross. If you can get 3 legs, I don't like how people do 3 first touchdown props, 3 first touchdown parlays. That's tough to hit. Let's go 3 money line, heavy favorites. Maybe even put a little extra money. If you bet $5 or whatever what your one unit is, maybe we double that to $10, and maybe that outcome will be plus 200.
Hey, Richie, I hate to pull you back in again, but another question for you. And I don't know, you and I have talked about this a little bit. Parlays in professional National Hockey League. Do you ever bet shots, Richie? Like, hey, Clayton Kelce have shots tonight.
No.
Yeah. And I think that's another one. And our friend Jimmy Doom, who I just quoted, like he talked about this one time. He goes, "That's a quick way that they've come up with to separate you from your money on something ridiculous like a shot." And then people that take the shots and then turn that into part of your parlay makes it even worse.
And you got to give the sports books credit because they always, emphasize parlays, props. Oh, Kirk Herbstreit, here's his parlay. Or Pat McAfee, when he was on FanDuel, he would always have his parlay every single week. And at one point, he had 200,000 people bet with his parlay that did not hit. If every single person put $5 on it, the sportsbook's winning $1 million if that parlay doesn't hit. Nuts.
That is nuts. Real quick before we get out of here, Jackson, a couple more scores. sports in the top 25 we want to look at that we didn't get to when we were doing our segment?
Yeah, this one's tied. 17-17. Tie one.
It's a 23.5-point favorite going into this one, according to the sheet here at the CAZ Sportsbook at Casino Arizona. Point total at 58.5.
So Phoenix, Arizona, the home of the Fiesta Bowl. Most projections have a group of 5 coming here because last year the group of 5 went to the Cotton Bowl, and that being Tulane. But with the geographic coming into, what would you call that, geographic coming into effect, people think that Tulane is going to go to the Peach Bowl. 24 Tulane is up on FAU right now, 21-0. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. That one. That was Tulane 9.5, and 46.5 was a point total on that one. And I was at the Fiesta Bowl when it was Oklahoma and UConn. I hope for the Fiesta Bowl sake they don't have to take Tulane. I understand why these things play out the way they do, and business is business, and TV covers a lot of it. But that in-game atmosphere for that UConn-Oklahoma game was not what you are used to for a vast majority of the Fiesta Bowls. They do such a great job putting that game on. We spoke to the Fiesta Bowl CEO yesterday, and he kind of hinted, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. The projection that he likes, that he's pushing for, Oregon, Alabama. If they both slip out of the college football playoff, Oregon, Alabama, Oregon, Texas, here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Our number 9 in the books. We'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Clear. Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Rick and Minuch with Jimmy B broadcast from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. It's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade Still 2 Carbon Woods that combine speed and forgiveness to unlock forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
The fight starts now! On Saturday, December 16th,
legacy is decided in the desert.
Fireworks guaranteed as unbeaten flyweight superstars Jesse Bam Rodriguez and England's Showtime Sonny Edwards put it all on the line.
And a sizzling world championship unification.
Big-time boxing returns to Glendale's Desert Diamond Arena on December 16th. Don't miss out on the action. Tickets on sale now.
Starting from just $30.
Book yours now at Ticketmaster.com.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
MSNBC is going to be live here all night.
Today's news requires more facts.
U.S. officials say that Russia approved the actions taken by Russian pilots.
More analysis.
Our gun violence epidemic is something no other wealthy country has.
And more perspective.
This is not just about women and pregnant people in Texas. This is about people across this country.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor. While others need a Gillette anti-chafe stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
The iHeartRadio NFL right in your pocket. All 32 teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio today. Free never sounded so good.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee.
But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Yeah, whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. And here's what you need to know.
College football scores in the top 25 right now. Number 2, Michigan with a 23-10 lead over Maryland. That game's at halftime. Number 9, Louisville trails Miami 21-20. That also at halftime. And number 14, Oklahoma and BYU tie 17 apiece at the half. Number 25, Liberty has a 21-0 lead over UMass. Number 13, Mississippi leads out Louisiana Monroe 14-3. That one with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Number 12, Penn State leads Rutgers 10-6 again in the third quarter there. In the NFL, the Steelers plan to activate tight end Pat Freiermuth prior to Week 11 against the Browns. Nico Collins is expected to play Week 11 against the Cardinals for the Houston Texans. And 15-time major champion Tiger Woods is returning to competitive golf in 2 weeks. He announced today he plans to compete in the Hero World Challenge, an event he hosts in the Bahamas. I'm Martin Weiss.
Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
We'll see our showers continue to push on out as we start to wrap up the afternoon and into the early evening hours. The high today about 76. Overnight, clearing skies, the low in the mid-50s. And for your Sunday, sunshine and 74. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Corey McCloskey.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm and Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Better sleep and unmissable deals are a sure bet. Save to $500 Tempur-Pedic and score 300 for instant gifts for pros and more. Plus, get your new bed with fast and free delivery. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Mattress Firm.
Time for Arizona's only local sports gambling radio show. Take the points. More on the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Your home for uncensored sports betting opinions, analysis, and advice. The guys have you covered for all the games. Now, take the points on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Hour number 2. Jackson Croft, Mike Gross. We're out at the CAZ Sportsbook Casino, Arizona. Loop 101. McKelson's crowd in here as usual on a Saturday. College football all over the place on the big screens. Still to come this hour, our good friend Marco D'Angelo from WagerTalk.com. He'll be by at 12:30 for his weekly visit, making some picks for us. And then our final segment, as you know, we do our weekly picks with Casey from the Sportsbook. And the topic of the day after we digest your poll results, Jackson, is why in the hell is Casey wearing a tie today? What is going on?
Maybe there's the boss in town. Maybe there's a big client in town. Saturday, it's college football. It's tie I just got with my parlay, my 6-leg parlay I hit.
Maybe it's time for his annual appraisal here at the casino. Who knows? We'll get to the bottom of it when Casey joins us in about 45 minutes. All right, NFL, we're going to switch gears here. I'm not going to say a big game because that would be stupid, but a very interesting game tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Phoenix time in Houston, Texas. The Cardinals and the Texans are playing. When this schedule came out, everybody figured, hey, this is the game where we're going to be talking about draft picks. This is the draft pick game, right? And what does Lee Corso say, Jackson? So fast, my friend, as the Houston Texans want to be part of my assessment. They're sitting at 5-4 and nipping on the heels, and they've already beat Jacksonville once this year. So Houston wants to be part of that draft pick conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to C.J. Stroud. He's balling on all levels right now. The biggest stat line for him is 2 interceptions as a rookie. You've seen so many rookie quarterbacks this season struggle. Hint, hint, Bryce Young. But, I mean, with C.J. Stroud, with the limited weapons, he's got Robert Woods, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, Nico Collins as his wide receivers. You're probably thinking, who? Who and who? Exactly. He's making it work. He's playing them all right now, but on the other side of things, Gross, I'm not too Kyler Murray's back in the field, but you've got to take into account that the Cardinals can compete against the Texans with how motivated, a spark of light, a new atmosphere, a new season for this Arizona Cardinals team when Kyler Murray's in the lineup.
We heard a lot about it. We actually talked about it where people were saying, hey, this is a different vibe, a different feel from Kyler Murray pre-injury, right? This is just something different. And you're like, okay, that's great. The guy's in rehab. He's doing what he does, but it doesn't matter because he's not playing games. Talk to me when he plays games. Tell me it's different. And look, the sample size is small. What's my motivation? The Atlanta Falcons. Like, so we'll take that with a grain of salt. But you had to like the early returns. Just a couple things that you saw last Sunday in the win. Part of it was the use of the tight end. And if we're going to give Steve Keim a hard time, and he deserves it, and I'll continue to give him a hard time, you got to give him a little bit of credit, although I still don't like the selection where it was made from a position standpoint. But Trey McBride had a huge game, and I think that safety blanket, you hear it all the time, quarterbacks need with their tight end. He gave that to Kyler Murray.
And I was going to say, too, and it's weird how Trey McBride explodes in year 2 when Zach Ertz is kind of on the decline. So that now you look at Steve Keim, like you mentioned, that was a good draft pick, especially with how much the tight end positions utilized in the NFL. There's so many great cornerbacks on the outside, but there's a limited amount of linebackers and safeties that can cover one-on-one against these tight ends, one being Trey McBride. What I also liked, and I'll throw it back to you, Drew Petzing's offensive scheme towards Kyler Murray. We saw last year the stat every week with Cliff Kingsbury. If Kyler Murray runs for a certain amount of yards or a certain amount of carries, they win. If he's lower than that, they lose every single game. You only saw him on maybe 1 or 2 design runs the entire game, with that being Kyler Murray. Most of it was his legs, the 3rd and 10 scramble. That's what Kyler Murray does best. But now you've got the running game going with James Conner. You've got Trey McBride going, more emphasis in the running game. I like the offensive scheme because it puts less pressure on Kyler Murray, which we've seen every single year he's been injury prone because of the amount of times he's been used in the running game.
Well, and I think you said something that was very important there and doesn't get a lot of attention post-game. The return of James Conner from the injury list. Right? Huge. 16 carries for 73 yards. And if you look at the stretch where he was out, the competition or the level of competitiveness, I guess I should say, went way down for the Cardinals during that stretch. So James Conner, 16 carries, 73 yards. I think in addition to Trey McBride being that security blanket, knowing that James Conner was behind him, or I guess for Kyler Murray next to him a lot, but in that running back slot back from injury was huge. So look, it is what it is. You're still talking about a 2-8 football team, but you've got a really interesting matchup tomorrow against a team that, you hit the nail on the head. They're playing so well. C.J. Stroud is the story. I just think, look, for the Cardinals, I don't think that the narrative about auditions is necessarily off. I'm not saying that to suggest that if Kyler somehow takes a huge step back the next couple of weeks, that all of a sudden he's gone, they're going to trade him. That's not my point. But this staff, this regime needs to understand what it has going into this offseason, because the step forward from their first year to the second year has to be noticeable. That plus they have so many draft picks coming up that, who's going to be here and who's not next year, right? Obviously Trey McBride, he's making a statement, right? I don't think that they deal away or cut or anything of the like with Kyler. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't financially, competitively. I don't think it makes sense. But can you take those draft picks and turn it into a bolstering the offensive line even further? There you go. Something like that. Those are the questions that I have, and I think they need to have answered down the stretch here as they get ready to close out this season.
You got the best tackle in the draft last year with Paris Johnson Jr., which is already turning out to be a great pick. I think I saw on PFF he was an 86 rating in his first game with Kyler Murray. That's a hit. You have an opportunity to get a Joe Alt top tackle. You got the tackle from Penn State, or even if you're at the 3 or 4 slot, if it goes quarterback, or even a third quarterback at 3, get Marvin Harrison Jr. on the outside. We've seen what Kyler Murray can do with that dynamic weapon on the outside. Imagine Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, Marquise Brown loaded. And then on the other side of it, you got edge rushers. We've seen what B.J. Ojulari is doing right now. Maybe get another prime edge rusher with that Texans pick, like you mentioned. The AFC right now is kind of, I don't want to say weak, but it's really hot, top heavy with the Chiefs and Ravens, and then there's everyone else. So there's a situation where the Texans are going to make the playoffs. You've got to think in a situation for where Monty Osfert's been doing and how this draft class has been so successful, he could draft a top tackle / wide receiver, and the wide receiver class being as loaded, you could get a guy like Keon Coleman or Malik Neighbors in the mid-tier round and then get an offensive tackle. I like what he's doing, and then on top of that, I think they've got 2 second-round picks too. So I think it's best for this franchise. It's going to suck with Kyler Murray's contract coming up. You're going to have to, do the Chiefs approach and rely on those cheap free agents and getting the draft, getting those players in the draft and playing them early. But it's the move. It's the right move for the Cardinals. I like the way they're playing right now, and I think it's showing on the football field.
Yeah, and look, the one thing you can count on, what's the old saying, death and taxes? You can also count on the NFL salary cap going up, and we talked about this a little bit last week. I mean, was Kyler given the contract too early? Maybe. Was Kyler paid too much? Maybe. But you look, after 1 or 2 more contracts are given out, he's not going to be a top 10 paid quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And you seem to have a very smart front office in place right now. You figure that out. You work around it, right? And there's ways to do it. They have a salary cap, yeah. But do they have a hard, firm salary cap? No. You can work these things. You can do adjustments and turn contract money into bonus money, all kinds of crazy accounting stuff that gets you out of jams if you need to be. And they've got a lot of flexibility due to the players that they cut ties with, knowing that this was going to be the kind of year that it was going to be. So, look, you got to work around it, but I don't think that the contract that Kyler is on is going to be a hindrance. But I do agree with you. Offensive line help is a must, and no disrespect to any of the wide receivers that are there now, but you need a difference maker in that wide receiver group to help Kyler Murray out as well.
Rich Eisen said it on his show earlier in this week. I'm really excited to watch this matchup. You got two good coaches right now with Gannon, with D'Amico Ryans, who's the odds-on on both sides of the ball. Will Anderson Jr. on the stat sheet hasn't been looking the best, but he's making a big impact on the defensive side of the ball. So Houston Texans, Arizona Cardinals, 11:30. Be sure to watch that. Right now the Texans are -6, and we're going to get into our picks earlier. But I saw earlier this week it was 3.5, 4. Now it's progressed to 6. It's going to be interesting to see where you go on this one, Gross.
Yeah, I'm still noodling that one around. I've heard a lot of good arguments on both sides of it, so we'll see where we're at. And somebody just texted me, and I'll just make my point. Kyler Murray right now, 2023, on the highest paid contracts, NFL quarterbacks, highest paid quarterbacks on the annual basis, because that's really what you got to look at, right? Kyler Murray comes in at number 7 right now at $46.1 million. So take that for what you will, right?
Still got Justin Herbert.
Justin's going to get paid. Justin's going to vault to the top of that one.
Yeah.
And you look at the unfortunate news out of Cincinnati, paying your quarterback and getting a guy that everybody figures is the guy is no guarantee. Joe Burrow is your highest paid quarterback right now. The Bengals got some bad news.
See, and that's on the other side of it. Now you look at Kyler Murray in a year where there's so many quarterbacks that are hurt. You could see Monty's approach saying, hey, if there's any year that we could trade Kyler because there's so many teams that have depleted quarterback rooms, this could be the year. The Falcons, the Titans, Will Levis, one good game since then's been kind of iffy. I see both sides, but I agree with you, Gross. I think the Cardinals should keep Kyler. We'll see how he does on Sunday and progresses forward, but future's bright in Arizona. They've got to keep him and fill more holes.
And I can hear you yelling at me from outside if you're saying, well, this year doesn't matter. It's just 1 year. The most guaranteed money, Kyler drops a spot. He's the 8th most guaranteed money of all quarterbacks. The top guy on that list, Deshaun Watson. It's all guaranteed. Cleveland's on the hook for $230 million for Deshaun Watson, who, oh, by the way, I hope shoulder surgery goes okay. All right, we'll step aside here. Let's take a deeper dive. Maybe take a look at the draft order as well, since we talked about it. That's coming up next on Fox Sports 910.
Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
ABC 15, Sanderson Ford, Sanderson Lincoln, and U-Haul present the 23rd annual Operation Santa Claus. For more info, go to givetotheclaus.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Rockin' Manooch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner & Rowe Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state. And with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner & Rowe today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
The mania comes early to the Valley in November with the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off College Basketball Tournament, featuring local teams, the GCU Lopes and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, plus teams from the SEC and Big East conferences. Be there for 3 days of thrilling basketball action November 17th, 18th, and 19th at Desert Diamond Arena. Tickets start at just $15. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off at Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com now.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game.
Orgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown!
Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Titleist T-Series irons, which combine exceptional feel, more consistency, and precise control. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. You're in the red zone, college rivalry, will match up all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio.
I feel like it airs all the time.
Music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
Back to Take the Points, powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Monday night tailgate, excuse me.
Bingo, that's
catch up to 2023, Mike. You've got Philadelphia at Kansas City. We'll get into the ways to win money just for watching football here at the CAZ Sportsbook with Rock Minuch and Jimmy B. But I always go to the menu, Jackson. First and foremost, they come up with a special menu item for every Monday night game. This week, again, it's Philadelphia at Kansas City. So, therefore, it is a brisket burger, a half-pound charred burger patty topped with barbecue beef brisket, lettuce, tomato, onion, garlic, butter brioche, and a side of waffle fries. That's what you get if you come on out here and watch the game with Rock Minuch and Jimmy B, in addition to the great food and drink special, buckets of beers. And cash, Jackson.
It always fascinates me the adjectives they use in describing, the dish they have at restaurants. Buttery. It was the one word that stood out to me.
A buttery bun.
A buttery bun.
A buttery.
The adjectives, the writing, all great here at the CAZ Sports Bar.
Jackson, you've got the propositions, football bingo squares, but most importantly, you've got the kickoff challenge. What's the jackpot up to now?
It's at $2,100 if they return a kickoff for a touchdown, and the extra point's good. That's a big thing. The extra point must be converted. You win money. You win the jackpot. Come over here to Casino, Arizona for a chance. But if they don't return it, let's say they get a 50-yard return, $50, $25. They fair catch at $25. You get $25 in your pocket. It's all free to play. Just come to Casino, Arizona, the CAZ Sports Bar, and come play. Come hang out with us. Great game on Monday.
Philadelphia at Kansas City. Kickoff at 6:15. Get here early. It's going to fill up. It's going to fill up early. The CAZ Sportsbook. Get in here. Bring your friends. Grab a table. Like we said, great food and drink specials, and your chance to win cash just for watching football with the guys. All right. Coming up in about less than 10 minutes, our friend Marco D'Angelo from WagerTalk.com joins us. He's going to pick a couple games. But real quickly, Jackson, back to the NFL because we haven't talked nearly enough about it. Interesting games this weekend. And I questioned San Francisco coming off the bye. They had lost 3 in a row. They answered their doubters. I think importantly, they took advantage of that bye, got themselves a little bit healthy because they were banged up, nicked up, whatever you want to call it. They've got Tampa Bay at home. I think this is where they put their foot on the accelerator and continue their run to the postseason in the NFC. I don't see Tampa Bay giving them much of a battle this weekend, as I said, in Santa Clara. And then you look at down the stretch for this 49ers team. They've got a tough one coming up in a couple weeks. They travel back to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. And then they've got a home game against the Ravens. So they're going to get tested. And last week, as we said, they went on the road and dismantled a very good Jackson team, 34-3. I don't think any trouble for the 49ers tomorrow at home against Tampa Bay. According to the sheet that we have here at the casino, the 49ers are 4.5-point favorites in that. No, that's not right. I'm looking at next because they're on there twice because they play Thursday night. They're an 11.5-point favorite tomorrow against Tampa Bay. 41.5 is the favorite. And then we've got Thursday's game if you're interested, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, must win for the 49ers. They've got their guy back, Trent Williams, the heart of their team, the heart of their offensive line and their offense. The left tackle, they're just an absolute talent, all pro. That was the biggest thing for them. I think they had no sacks or 1 sack against a really good defensive line from the Jaguars. So for the Buccaneers, they had a hot start. I think they won 3 or 4 first games, and then since then they've had a lot of offensive line injuries and some troubles to get things going with Mayfield. But I agree with you, Gross. It's a big spread for the 49ers, but at home with McCaffrey, who did not score last week a touchdown, which was quite quite shocking there from the camp there for the 49ers. But everything's going on for him. Brock Purdy looks more comfortable. Risky throw early in the game with Brandon Ayuk in the middle of the end zone, which I talked to Manuch about it, his coach. He's like, yeah, you got lucky on that one, but don't do that one again when it comes to the playoffs or potentially Super Bowl for this 49ers team.
Jackson, another game that I'm watching is Buffalo at home against the Jets. Just inexplicable loss the other night by this Bills team. So talented offensively, but they just cannot seem to hit their stride. They are a 7-point favorite at home over the Jets, 39.5. Interestingly, 39.5 is the point total in that one. And again, this Bills team, a lot of people picked them to be in the conversation for a deep postseason run, and we're not seeing it right now.
They just fired their offensive coordinator on Tuesday after, someone forgot to count that there was 12 men on the field. Don't understand the firing there right after that happens. You would wonder if there was 11 men on the field, would Ken Dorsey still have his job, or was this something that was cooking for a while? But for the Bills, it's interesting. This is the first year Josh Allen's been struggling when games are being lost because of him.
Yeah,
that's not good. Most turnovers in the NFL right now. He's had 70 turnovers, I think, in his whole career, but including that handoff to James Cook, which he dropped. It didn't really put it in the breadbasket there. So, again, the Jets are desperate for a win. I know they said Aaron Rodgers is supposed to come back mid-December, but with how Zach Wilson and his offense has been going, if they're not playing well, I think Aaron Rodgers kind of takes a step back and takes a slower approach to his recovery.
There's a lot of football yet to be played, Jackson, but if I told you right now that the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals would be out if the playoffs started, and the Browns and the Texans would be in.
And the Steelers. No, it's insane. Yeah, so when you look at that Steelers-Browns matchup, Browns favored by 2.5 here. Deshaun Watson out for the year, but DTR, I think they've got trust in him, the running game for the Cleveland Browns. And then for the Steelers, can they get things going? We've seen with Matt Canada on the sideline, they have not lost a game. So that'll be an interesting matchup. AFC North going to come down to the wire with those teams, and then the Ravens winning on Thursday night.
All right, we'll step aside here. Coming up, you know what time it is. It's the time when Jackson gets it up, ready to go. Our good friend Marco D'Angelo from WagerTalk.com. He's coming up next on Fox Sports 910.
Clear the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
How's the golf game? Need help with that putter? Win free golf membership or putter fitting from Putting World in Scottsdale. Just text PUTT to 59925. That's PUTT to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PUTT to 59925.
The mania comes early to the Valley in November with the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off College Basketball Tournament, featuring local teams, the GCU Lopes and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, plus teams from the SEC and Big East conferences. Be there for 3 days of thrilling basketball action November 17th, 18th, and 19th at Desert Diamond Arena. Tickets start at just $15. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off at Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com now.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner & Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner & Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hi, I'm Dominic from Venezia's. Let's talk holiday catering. We can cater for just a few or a few hundred.
That's right, Dominic. Ordering for your holiday party is easy at Venezia's. We'll work with you and develop a menu that can include pizza, pasta, salads, and even stromboli. We serve authentic Italian food using only the freshest ingredients. It's food that will leave everyone begging for more.
Holiday catering from Venezia's. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway Paradigm Woods, forged carbon for unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell.
You know, they signed a 10-year deal.
The most accurate.
The city, Las Vegas and Formula One signed a 10-year contract for that race.
Vans Golf Shops is home with the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop a Sim store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the
I cannot wait to see what the actual economic impact is.
Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 conference. Collins, move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
It's Ellie Kemper from the podcast Born to Love with a little straight talk about Straight Talk Wireless. See, Straight Talk Gold or Platinum Unlimited plans give
Marco's ready.
5G data and a free Walmart Plus membership.
I miss Marco's Open. I don't know why it got deleted.
Included Paramount Plus subscription. I just said plus or and about 57 times, and that's how much value you get from Straight Talk Wireless. Switch or learn more today at Walmart or StraightTalk.com.
Jax.
One offer per eligible Straight Talk account. Standard data usage applies. For Walmart Plus, $35 order minimum for free delivery. Restrictions apply. Paramount Plus essential plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Back to Take the Points. You're live by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Regular listeners to the show know what time it is. We head up to Las Vegas and welcome in friend of the program, our regular contributor from wagertalk.com. It's Marco D'Angelo. Marco!
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Marco, we're glad you're back. Glad you survived that trip to Pennsylvania last week. Michigan versus everybody shirt. You got that yet, Marco? You wearing that right now?
I know you're a Michigan fan, so I'll leave that one alone.
Thank you, Marco. I appreciate you. Hey, real quickly, I gave you a heads up on this one, Marco. Before we get to your picks this week, I asked you a question that we were kicking around towards the end of last show. We turned it into our Twitter question, our Twitter poll, our X poll question of the week. How many legs are too many legs in a parlay? And we gave people a range from 2 to 3 on the low end or on the high end. Don't waste your money on parlays. And it was kind of interesting where our listeners went. What's your take on that question?
Well, first of all, I heard a rumor that somebody might have played a 9-leg parlay. Okay?
Somebody on the show?
No, we're not doing that. When you're playing parlays, I'm not saying all parlays are bad. Okay, if you're going to play nothing but parlays, you're going to end up losing in the long run. I will tell you that. That's for certain. But what you want to do, a 2-team, 3-team is not bad. What I also would advise, rather than a 9-leg parlay, say you really like 5 teams on a given Saturday, instead of playing a 5-team parlay, you're better off playing a 5-team round robin where you hook those up in 2-team parlays and 3-team parlays. And this way, you don't have to win all 5 because, if you play a parlay, one single parlay, one leg loses, the whole parlay's down. If you play a round robin, you can win 3 out of your 5 bets, break even. If you win 4 out of the 5 bets, you're going to make money. And then, obviously, if you win all 5 legs, you're going to win a bunch of smaller parlays, the 2-team parlays, the 3-team parlays, the combination. And as you say every week, Mike, you go over to Wager Talk. We've got that 101 handicapping section. You can see videos about what is a round robin parlay to understand that better.
In my defense, Marco, it was only $5. Okay, I'm not putting a bunch of money on the 9-leg parlay. You never know, $5 to win $200, $300. It could be a good feeling, Marco.
Yeah, you want to the most used phrase in Vegas when tourists come in and they lose money at the slot machines. They say, "I was only playing the penny slot." That's the biggest moneymaker for the casinos month after month. Is the penny slot machine.
All right, Marco, let's jump into the games this week. And every week it surprises me, and maybe I shouldn't anymore. Interesting game in the Pac-12 as the final year of the Pac-12 is winding down. But we've got a good one today in Corvallis, Oregon. Washington travels down to play Oregon State. And Oregon State is favored, at least most recent number I saw. They're 1.5-point favorite, and the total was 62.5.
Yeah, this game, guys, has been all over the place with the line. It opened up early in the week at 1.5, got as high as 2.5 for Oregon State. Then yesterday and this morning, we started to see this line coming back down, and we actually saw it down as low as a pick'em. And I even saw one book that crossed over and had Washington as a 1-point favorite briefly. The sharps can't figure this game out. The public can't figure this game out. And I'll be honest with you, I've been back and forth with it myself. I like this Washington team. I will tell you that. But what I've seen from them in the last couple of weeks, I have a little bit of concern. When you first look at this line, you're looking at, the number 5 team in the country. They're undefeated, and Vegas made them an underdog when they brought this line out. That sends up a red flag to me right away. Then I look at what's been going on with Washington, and you've heard me use this phrase before. It seems like right now they're playing not to lose instead of playing to win. At the beginning of the season, when that offense was wide open, they were putting up a ton of points on the board. All of a sudden, it seems like as we go deeper into the season and the pressure begins to mount with that undefeated season, remember, these are, 20, 22-year-old kids. There's a lot of pressure on them. You're talking about millions of dollars for the university if you get into that playoff, and it's starting to take its toll. Now, on the other side of the coin, this Oregon State team, they have been fantastic. And it's a team, even though they're ranked, they're an afterthought in the Pac-12 because you're in a Pac-12 that's loaded with, at the top, Washington and Oregon, obviously. Coming into the season, all the hype with USC and Caleb Williams. Nobody really talking about this team. They have 2 losses on the season. Both of them were by a field goal on the road. And they are very tough to defend because one of my other favorite things is I talk about 200 club teams. They rush for 198 and they throw for 250-something. They're tough to defend. What do you take away? You take away the run, they're going to throw the football on you. And the key to this game is if they are able to run the football successfully. Washington earlier this year struggled against stopping the run against Oregon, and USC ran the football against them as well. If Oregon State can run the football, which I think they can, I think they can pull the upset in this game. As a fan, I'd like to see Washington undefeated because I want to go to the Pac-12 championship game here in Vegas in a couple weeks with the undefeated team still in tow. But I think Oregon State gets it 35-30, guys. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Oregon State is the pick, 35-31. Let's go to the NFL side of things. 2 interesting franchises. And Gross had a good point before in the first segment talking about how when you looked at this game preseason, you think it'd be, for the number one overall pick. Now you've got the Cardinals trending in the right direction with Kyler Murray, and then the Texans with the hottest quarterback, probably the best quarterback in the league in terms of playing-wise, C.J. Stroud. Houston Texans favored by 6, over-unders at 48.5. What do you like on this one, Marco?
Well, you look at this one, and we've talked about C.J. Stroud all year. I mean, he has been absolutely amazing. The number 2 pick in the draft, and he's playing better than any of the quarterbacks in the crop this year. Barring an injury, he really is a lock for the Rookie of the Year, what he's done. They're putting up big numbers. Now, you talk about Kyler Murray coming back last week. A very good game for, coming back rusty. He hadn't played in the preseason, obviously, because of the injury, missed, the end of last season. And for what he did in his first game back, you've got to be impressed. Now, granted, it was against Atlanta, but he's going against another defense like that this week. Houston is scoring a ton of points. They're very exciting to watch. The problem with Houston is they give up a lot of points. So I'm going to give you 2 plays here. I do lean to Arizona plus the points in this game. What we saw last week in the key play, much to my dismay, saw the Arizona scramble by Kyler Murray in the fourth quarter. That was vintage Kyler Murray, keeping that play alive. I mean, he went backwards how many yards, and then, scrambled, got out of it, and got the key first down and got them to drive to win the game. This is something that Houston has not seen this year. They have not seen a true running quarterback that has the mobility of Kyler Murray. Yeah, they did week 1 when they faced Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, but that was week 1. Lamar Jackson didn't play in the preseason. He was coming off the injury last year. They were running a new offense. They really didn't threaten them that way. I think Arizona is going to have success in this game, and they're going to score points. You also got James Conner back. He is huge for Arizona. 73 yards rushing last week on 16 carries. What I'm seeing is a shootout in this game. I think it's going to be the team with the ball last gets the job done, and I'm going to actually call it Arizona 31-30. Little stat for you on Arizona. Last 3 seasons, when they have been a road underdog of 7 points or less, they are 11-3 against the spread. So I am leaning to Arizona. But if you do the math on that 31-30, my official play for the show is over the total of 48. I think they go up and over the total in this one easily. I see both teams scoring a lot in this game. Be a fun game to watch. Lean to Arizona plus the points, but the official call is over 48.
So the plays today from Marco are Oregon State 35, Washington 31 today in Corvallis. And then tomorrow he likes Arizona 31-30, but the play is over that point total of 48.
Marco, I know you're happy to hear the F1 is finally underway in Vegas, and then thrilled being an F1 fan to be able to see that event in Las Vegas take place.
Well, it's absolutely, a spectacular view. If you've seen any of the shots, the strip with that, and then the sphere in the background is amazing. But, for a resident in Las Vegas, and even worse, I don't have to go to the strip unless I choose to, and I'm choosing not to this week. But the people that do work on the strip, it has been an absolute nightmare for them to get to the strip. And any of the restaurants that are down on the strip or not actually in a casino but right around the strip, it's hurting them because taxi cab drivers, Lyft drivers, they don't want to go to the strip. And it's hurting those businesses. But it is a showcase for Vegas. It brought a lot of people into town, a lot of money, and you got to, as the saying goes, you got to suck it up.
And I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, obviously I'm sitting in Phoenix, Arizona, but it looks spectacular. I mean, the views that you're seeing, the nighttime shots of that course that they've set up, it looks absolutely amazing. And I guess it just goes to further cement that Las Vegas's well-earned mantra of that city of destination for these types of things.
You got to think too, the Pac-12 championship and then the Super Bowl there too, Vegas. Well, a lot of sporting events over there, Marco. You're busy.
And we got the A's coming. It's official.
That is true.
Major League Baseball passed it.
That's beautiful.
We are, definitely an entertainment town and a sports town. That's for sure.
I got to get back up there, but I'll wait till the F1 is over. Marco, as always, good stuff. Again, our listeners, go to website wagertalk.com. Follow Marco on Twitter at Marco in Vegas, and he joins us every Saturday, 12:30 Arizona time. Marco, good stuff. We'll do it again next week.
All right, guys, let's cash some tickets.
I love our visits with Marco D'Angelo. Appreciate him coming on each and every week. All right, it's time that we step aside, get geared up and ready to go. It's time to make some our picks. We'll welcome in Casey from the Sportsbook and wrap up today's Fox Sports 910.
Take the points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona continues next on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Check this out.
This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
I don't care about any of the numbers yesterday. When they needed Zach Wilson to make a play, he didn't. By the way, C.J. Stroud, Houston Texans. They should have lost. Receiver dropped the ball in the end zone. But he was given another opportunity. Do you deliver?
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 drivers, which combine the ultimate combination of distance and forgiveness. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Rockin' Manooch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
The Sun Devils men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drive to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Come chill and get your fill at Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska Cornhusker football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the ponies. Arena even caters to the night owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
The fight starts now!
On Saturday, December 16,
Legacy is decided in the desert.
fireworks guaranteed as unbeaten flyweight superstars Jesse Van Rodriguez and England's Showtime Sonny Edwards put it all on the line.
And a sizzling World Championship unification.
Big-time boxing returns to Glendale's Desert Diamond Arena on December 16. Don't miss out on the action. Tickets on sale now.
Starting from just $30.
Book yours now at Ticketmaster.com. The mania comes early to the Valley in November with the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off College Basketball Tournament, featuring local teams, the GCU Lopes and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, plus teams from the SEC and Big East conferences. Be there for 3 days of thrilling basketball action November 17th, 18th, and 19th at Desert Diamond Arena. Tickets start at just $15. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off at Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com now.
Time for a new smart TV? Rock and Manooch with Jimmy B are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree blue moon and Coors Light man-sized drafts.
At Novavax, we want to make sure you have all the facts. And the fact is, there are different types of COVID-19 vaccines available. So if you're thinking about getting an updated vaccine, ask your doctor or pharmacist about the options available to you so you can make an informed choice. Find out more at WeDoVaccines.com. That's WeDoVaccines.com. Brought to you by Novavax.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand, the best a man can get down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh from Boston, exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Anything's possible! I don't know how much of this I can handle, Jackson. We have Marco D'Angelo followed by Casey. This is like radio overload right now.
Back to back. Best guests, best sports betting experts in the planet. Casey Walsh, welcome to the program once again. How are we feeling?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Tough loss last week for the Patriots. Are they going to bounce back this week?
Probably not. Can't be too optimistic with the Pats right now.
You're not very nice.
I mean, come on. They won 7 Super Bowls, 7, 8, 9 Super Bowls.
You're going to lead with that, though?
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Casey, coming up Thursday is Thanksgiving holiday. You guys are shut down, right? No, you guys aren't working?
Yeah, casino will be shut down. No sportsbook, no games. You'll have to get your bets in on Wednesday. No, I'm kidding. Of course, we'll be open. Regular hours, 8 to 11. Kiosk 24/7.
Because it's a full slate of games on Thanksgiving Day, of course. And then they added Black Friday game this year.
Yeah.
NFL ever for the Mighty Bucks. So they will be playing pro football on Friday as well. And it's a big weekend of college football. Casino Arizona's got you covered. We'll be doing our show next Saturday. We will be here. You won't be.
I'll be in Ann Arbor.
But we'll be here. Bauer and I will be doing the show 11 to 1. So we got you covered. All things CAZ Sportsbook. All right, Jackson, let's jump into our picks.
So I got to ask Casey one question.
Yeah, do it.
I know we don't have this game as one of our games picked today, but Utah, Arizona, where's the public leaning towards? Where have you seen more action in the sportsbook?
We're definitely more liable today on the Arizona side. We've seen bigger bets come in on Arizona today.
Is it pretty much even right now?
1.5.
1.5 favorite of Arizona?
Yep.
Perfect. Just got to make sure of that. All right, let's get to our picks. Washington, Oregon State. Oregon State a 1-point favorite, even though they're ranked number 11 and the Washington Huskies are ranked 5. Over-under sits at 64 is what I'm seeing here. Casey, what do you like?
I'm going to go with Oregon State in the game tonight. I think the defense will prevail, and they'll be able to score some points.
Oregon State. Gross?
Marco made me a little bit nervous on this one, where he said it seems like if you watch the Washington Huskies lately, they're playing not to lose. I think the pressure, he might be right. The pressure might be getting to them a little bit, knowing that they're the last one standing in the Pac-12 carrying that flag. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to take the Huskies today.
The broadcaster trickery right there. I love it, Gross. I'm going to Washington. I think this is Michael Penix's Heisman moment on the road. I like them in this offense. Oregon State's pass defense is one of the worst in the country. They've got a good pass offense in Washington. Give me the Huskies. NFL side of things. Cardinals at the Texans. Texans favored by 6 is what we're seeing, I think. Is it 4 or 6? It's been kind of going all over the place, Casey. Over-unders at 47.5. What do you like?
It's going to sound crazy. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think it's a game where the points are at a premium for them. I'm going to take the Cardinals getting the 5.5, 6.
And I have been accused of copying Marco in the past. Not so today. I had this before I heard him. I like the over in this one. Two quarterbacks are playing well. Two defenses. If you look at the Texans having a really nice season, but it's not because of their defense. And Cardinals defense, look, they're short, doing a nice job, but they're shorthanded. Injuries. I take the over.
I'm going Cardinals. I like what Kyler Murray's doing on the road. Nothing to lose. I think he bounces back even better. I think he runs for more yards. I had the over last week as my lock. I think he does it again, the over-under for his rushing yards, 32.5. Give me the Cardinals to cover and maybe pull out the upset against the Texans. Lastly, last NFL. The Swifts and the Kelseys are meeting. Gosh, we love romance, don't we, Casey? True love. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs favored by 2.5 points. Over-unders at 45.5. What do you like, Casey?
This was going to be my best bet, so I'll have to switch the best bet. But I'm going Chiefs in this game minus the 2.5.
Chiefs minus 2.5. Gross?
I'm right there with Casey. I like the Chiefs in this one. They're playing well. They're at home. That matters. Chiefs.
I'm going to go Chiefs, too. I like Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, they've said his knee's gotten better, but he hasn't played in a week. How does knees shape up? But I like this defense from the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs minus 2.5. All right, Richie, let's hit it. Time for our locks.
It's time for Take the Points to give you their locks for the weekend. Live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Okay, gambling degenerates, what are your locks? By the way, you better be gambling responsibly.
Yeah, I like Georgia minus 10 at Tennessee. Look, it's a tough environment, Neyland Stadium, but overall complete game last week. I think 10 points is a little low. I think they win by more than that. I think they maybe even go Georgia minus 10 in the first half. Give me Georgia to win and cover against Tennessee. Gross.
All right, Casey, this is a true story. Last week, I wanted to take New Mexico State in the points against Western Kentucky, but I got scared. And I went with Iowa. Don't let me down, Iowa. You can go over. Yeah, they let me down. So I'm going to stick with my gut back-to-back weeks. New Mexico State's playing one of those money games that the SEC so popular for. New Mexico State's having a tremendous year. Auburn is average. So that means 26 and a half, you told me? That's a lot of points. Give me New Mexico State plus the points in this one. I'm taking the points. My lock of the week, New Mexico State.
Casey?
Since we're not going to go with the Chiefs in this one, that's your lock, but take the Broncos minus 2 or even get them on the money line tomorrow night against the Vikings.
Broncos minus 2. Richie, what you got in the studio?
I'm going to the NFL tomorrow. Give me the Cowboys minus 6.5 in the first half against the lowly Carolina Panthers.
Lowly is right. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. Thanks to everybody out here at Casino Arizona. Don't forget, they're open on Thanksgiving. Come on, see Casey. Bring him a drumstick, if you will. Thanks to Marco D'Angelo. Thanks to Chris Cartman, guest today. Good job by Richie back in the studio. Don't forget, Monday Night Tailgate Football.